Hey you guys, so I went a little bit into Kundalini Awakening, my last video. So I want to go into that a little bit more and talk about Ascension Symptoms. I want to give my own personal example of when I first started going through my ascension as well. When I realized that I was going through situations that were pushing me into releasing boundaries, pushing me into, releasing old negative, repetitive boundaries that I had put up, walls that I had put up around myself. I was not using my throat chakra around this time. I want to show you this charm. Okay, sorry about my band-aid. I would like to show you this charm. This is a throat chakra charm from one of my mother's old Alex and Annie bracelets. So when I had went through the process of an old breakup and I was in the process of moving out of that apartment, that's when my ascension symptoms really started to begin rolling. And around that time, like I said in my last video, my throat was so swollen all the time. My throat, I could barely breathe. And that's also an ascension symptom as well, because you're clearing your throat chakra, okay? You're starting to speak up for yourself. And not only that, you're not only speak up for yourself, I just saw 1, 2, 3. So taking steps to involve yourself in your own life to do better, to do better, I'm sorry. Yeah, taking the, I'm getting some of you know, are evaluating your life, which is what happens a lot during your awakening as well. You go through literally an identity crisis. You go through the dark night of the soul. Those things are all completely normal. You start to realize that your path is one of a higher knowing and that it's one of a higher consciousness and direction. And you start to think like, well, is what I'm experiencing real? Like, everyone around me doesn't experience this. Why am I different? Why are these things happening to me? And it's because you are inept to spirit. You are going through your awakening. You realize that it's easier to see others' reflections as well. Sometimes too, you can look into people's faces and see their past lives once you reach total enlightenment. So at first it starts, there's like 5 levels basically. It starts from your mind, and then you start to gain a new personality once you start to gain your new perspective. Some of you might be seeing 444 a lot. A number that you see a lot when it comes to manifestation is 444. That's your angels trying to reach out to you and alert you and tell you that they're here. They're listening to you. They've always been listening to you. You can see 333, 222, 22, 1111, 911 for some of you. I'm getting for some of you 33. 33 is a huge one that I was trying to figure out for a long time. And when you see your angel numbers, never be discouraged or afraid when you see those numbers, because these numbers are literally just your angels and spirit guides telling you how exactly they're supporting you in that moment in time. Never take seeing an angel number as a bad sign. For whoever needs to hear this, these are never a bad sign. This is spirit telling you you're on the right track. For one, when you see these numbers, a lot of the time, if you're not inept to spirit numbers or angel numbers yet, even, they'll try to reach out with you with numbers. So like, for example, you might see your birthday a lot. I know some people, when they're first starting to just get into it, they'll just see their birthday, and it's like that spirit just trying to reach out to you like, hey, like, it's a little like in your mind, like it's just there. There's so much more for you. There's so much more to offer you. That's like just like not even the beginning. At the beginning, you will start feeling and seeing new energy. For example, you will see a lot of orbs. I get one of my spiritual orbs is out the corner of my left eye. Whenever spirit gives me a message, or whenever I receive a message, a lot of the time I'll get a orb out the corner of my left eye. When I came into contact with my twin, that's when I started to see the orb out the corner of my right eye. Sometimes when it comes to a message about my twin, I'll see both kind of like go in a yin and yang. It's very odd. But you will start to notice that you're seeing different energies. You're seeing orbs at the corner of your eyes. You're hearing, and I'm not talking about hearing when, you know, some people, if they have damage to their ears, what's that called, tinnitus or something like that, and you hear like beep, like not like that. When you hear an angel frequency, you know the difference when hearing an angel frequency. I usually get my angel frequencies out the left corner of my ear. I've also been through an experience where I've had a break in the frequency, which was, the first time was pretty scary because I was by myself. The second time it happened, I was with someone I was giving a reading to in the park about a past family member, and an angel came through. And I was feeling the energy now since I've accessed my mediumship ability. I feel sometimes the energy when I access certain people, and which is why you should always cleanse yourself if you're a diviner, the energy comes through me now. And she saw how I was like, and sometimes you get anxiety and panic too when spirit comes through you. And she was seeing how I was changing, how I started getting very moody. I had to let it, like, not moody, but I was getting really pent up with anxiety because of the feelings that were flowing through me. And I was just like, I can't really do much about it. I have to let the energy pass, but I'm getting like Metatron energy. It was a huge like sonic boom, literally. And I was like, okay, as long as like the fact that someone else experienced it other than me, I was like, okay, like proof, good proof. Other awakening symptoms, all this overall, I do want to say as well, you're being cleansed because there's divine energy flowing more into your body. Anyone can go through their Kundalini awakening. Anyone can open their third eye. You do not need to meet your twin to reiterate, to have these ascension symptoms, or to have this awakening. Honestly, as well, you could have your ascension happen too. Like I mentioned that false twin, when I mentioned that false twin situation in my last video. If you haven't watched my last video, I will highly recommend to go watch that. And if you're new to my page, I am Tatianah from 13 Crow Intuitives. You can check out my shop on Etsy, etsy.com/shop/13 Crow Intuitives. I'm getting, for some of you, you could be life path number 7. I don't know why I just heard that, for whoever that resonates for. But yeah, when I was first going through my ascension, I felt it in my throat so heavy. A lot of people feel that for their first ascension symptom, your throat chakra being cleansed. When I tell you, I was always swollen. Like my glands were always swollen. And I wasn't sick. I wasn't feeling anyway. Around that time, there was no allergies. Like, there was nothing. It was the dead of winter. Like, there was no way. And my mom she came to clean. I had finally left things with an old partner, and my mom came to clean. And this situation was a karmic situation. I had lessons to learn about codependency with this person and vice versa. And, you know, things change. People change things, and especially when it comes to karmic cycles, you have to be very imperative about closing those out and not going back to the same old people who are stuck in their old ways, because that's going to leave you stuck, and that's going to further leave you feeling confused, possible dark night of the soul. Yeah, you're feeling, if you're going through an identity crisis at this time and you're still around karmics and karmic energy, and like a karmic can be a person, a karmic can be a situation, a karmic can be a job. It depends on your own personal situation. But that's going to make this identity crisis even worse when you're realizing that your path is not supposed to be where this person, this people, these things, this job lies, okay? You realize you start to get a shift in your mood. You start to get a shift in clarity, but that is mostly, at first you feel super, super excited. At first you feel super, super like, wow, like the fact that when I first realized, when I heard about Kundalini awakening and awakening symptoms, I teared up so bad. Like, my eyes automatically, especially when I heard the orb thing. I was watching a video, and heard about the orbs, just at that second it happened to me, and I started crying because I was so relieved to know that this isn't just happening to me. This is happening to other people out here. You're not the only one this is happening to. You can get energetic jolts as well. Unexplainable warmth. I get it a lot of the times in the palms of my hands. Unexplainable warmth in the palms of your hands or at your feet. When you're beginning to ground, I'm getting for some of you beginning to ground yourself, you could get warmth in your feet, or like the soles of your feet. Yeah, when you start to begin to see that energy, those energy streams and orbs of light, that is basically illuminated in your consciousness. This is energy in your consciousness showing itself to you, showing that you're connected. And also too, in the last video I mentioned, when you access your third eye, it's kind of like a pop sensation, or you feel, or like you see. When I accessing my third eye helped me access my mediumship ability. I never knew that I was always able to talk to people's dead folks, and I could talk to people's grandmas and shit and get messages from them. Like, I was inept to spirit. I've always been a root worker. I always, I was doing readings for a while and this and that, but I was not connected in that way. And when I access that, for example, I'll tell you one of the crazier things about accessing my mediumship ability. I was meditating. Actually, that night, I'll tell you about the very first night when I felt my third eye open. I was laying in bed. That night, I had an argument with my twin. This person they were feeling very chaotic towards me, and I could tell because I was minding my business. I was laying in bed. I was laying with a friend. I was at a friend's house who's actually watching this page. She's another spiritualist, and she sells crystals. So look up Frufis Findings, FRUFIS Findings.com if you're interested in buying any crystals. She's amazing. She's awesome. That girl's part of my soul tribe, so check her out. Just a quick shout out. I was laying in bed with her that night, and I started to feel my body. We were listening to music. I was listening to Is It Any Wonder by Duran Jones and the Indications, and my body started to vibrate. I was starting to go into a deep meditative state, as I do a lot of the times before I dream. If you don't, you should get inept to meditation. You should get hip to frequencies, angel frequencies. I'm getting for some of you Archangel Jophiel, and I'm getting for some of you Metatron as well. Jophiel is more about self-care, realizing your beauty. For some of you, you need to do some heart chakra healing for insecurities, inner insecurities. I'm hearing even about your looks too. But yeah, I was in bed listening to that, going into a lucid state, and all of a sudden I felt the pop. But I knew that my awakening had started because of this person, because when that happened, I saw them. Like, I saw this person in my head. And it was their darker energy. It was their darker energy trying to envelop me because they were angry at me. It was their darker energy trying to contact me because they were angry at me. And then what I felt that, and literally I look at my phone, and I had deleted this person on Snapchat. I look at my phone and they're sitting there trying to add me back. I was like, I told this person, I was like, you cannot be sitting there sending me this negative energy, because literally when you send your twin flame, your other half, that negative energy, this is why some of you don't come into union with your person as well, because, or you notice that you have a continuous cycle not finishing out with this person because you're not sending healing energy to this person. You're sending energy of, I'm getting some of you are bitter towards this person. You could be angry towards this person, feeling like they're not understanding where you're coming from, feeling like they left you out in the cold, whatever the case may be. And if you don't want to be in this situation, you're not, even though this is your other half, you don't have to be with this person. Like, you can move on. You're not stuck to this person. You're not entrapped. You're not in any Will and Jada entanglements and shit. Like, you don't have to be with this person. But also, too, realizing that in order to be in this person and to be in higher union, you really have to look at every dark aspect of yourself. Do shadow work. Do inner child work. And also, this person, when it comes to our masculines, and like I said, when it comes to divine masculine, divine feminine energies, that has nothing to do with gender. It's more so to do with yin and yang, duality, because we all embody masculine and feminine energies. A lot of our masculines are living in ego, so we kind of have to give them energetic pushes. They know, eventually a lot of the masculines know that this is a higher level connection. They know that there's something more to the connection, but they're too busy living based in ego. And that is where you come in to be doing your thing, to be standing in your higher power. Do not let this person, don't be running after this person. Don't be chasing this person because they're gonna run. Don't be not standing in your higher power, having respect for yourself, which means walking away from this person when they're treating you wrong. Because having a soul connection with somebody doesn't mean that it's okay for them to abuse you. And also, too, if someone is abusing you, like physically abusing you, if someone's hurting you, if you're having a nasty, terrible argument, if someone is like arguing with you, they call you terrible things. I'm getting, for some of you, you think this person's your twin, or you think this person's your higher level connection, they call you terrible things. This person's not your twin, okay? This person is not. That's not showing someone love. That's not showing, when it comes to your twin, you might go through moments where you guys aren't talking or you guys aren't in communication, but this person will never completely go out of their way to disrespect you. This person, you can do no wrong to this person. Actually, your twin loves you. Your twin values you. It's just sometimes if you are chasing after this person, and especially if this divine timing is not right, if it's not the right time, this person still has lessons to go through. You still have lessons to go through. It's not going to come together. But you notice, you start to know when you're about to come into contact, or when, more so, for some of you, you're about to come into contact with your real twin after learning these lessons. And for others of you, you're already in contact with your twin, and it's like when you are about to come into union with your twin, because you're literally not caring about the connection. And it's not that you don't care about the connection. You love this person, you love the connection, but it's like you're standing in your higher power. It's like this could happen or this couldn't happen. We can do this or we can't do this. Either way, I'm going to be having my business. Some of you are entrepreneurs or looking to be entrepreneurs. Some of you are some of you are also looking to be guides in your own way. Some of you are looking to be healers in your own way. And yes, you are going through a new mindset because of your awakening. Yes, you are going through new personality changes because you're not meant to stay in the same karmic energy as a lot of the people around you. Yes, your energy is changing to a more spiritual basis in a higher ground. Your soul is changing, yes. And then once all of those things happen, you reach total enlightenment. Okay? I'm also getting that desire. For some of you, you're realizing you're having that desire to surround yourself with a soul tribe or like-minded people, and that also happens when you go through ascension, because you're you're finding that a lot of the people around you, like, you won't even begin to speak to those people. You will see that you can tolerate less and less of those people, and it's not because you don't love them, it's not because you don't care about them, but you realize a lot of the people stay in the same energy, and you're not looking to stay in that energy. I'm getting a lot of rumors, gossiping. Some of the people you're around, I'm getting for one of you, this is a specific message, something about French, excuse my French, maybe some of you are, or one of you, I feel like this is a specific message for somebody. You don't really like, like, people around you, maybe somebody around you curses a lot, or they're just really nasty. Like, the way that they curse is just like, excuse their French, like, this person is just like, you don't want to be around someone like that. Just a nasty, disgusting energy. Someone always so negative. Someone always so gross. You don't want to be around people like that. And you're completely justified. These things are changing for you. I'm getting a channeled song for some of you. That Green Gentleman by Panic at the Disco. Things are changing, and that's okay. You can't have your old life and your new life. Write down that quote. It's very important. When you're going through these spiritual awakenings, and when you're going through your spiritual awakening, and Ascension Symptoms, I mean, it's easier also to see other people's reflections. It's easier to see people for who they are. It's also easier to see your manifestation abilities compared to other people around you. If you realize there's somebody around you that's not wanting to change, or you're trying to get someone like more spiritually inept, or you're trying to, somebody's too stuck in the 3D, you know, somebody's too stuck in gossip, somebody's too stuck in caring about what other people think about them. You know, if people around you are like that, you have to change. You have to go within. Some of you might be scared to release some of these situations or friendships, but you have to go through that dark night of the soul. I'm getting 5 of Pentacles energy followed by the Tower. You have to realize, and then followed by Ace of Pentacles. You have to realize that shit comes down. These structures need to be torn down, usually a lot of the time by spirit. Spirit pushes you out of these situations, not so gently, so that you can get the bigger picture. You're not meant to be in these situations. You're not meant to go through the same cycles. A lot of you too are meant to have, sorry, my video got cut off, but I was saying a lot of you are meant to have generational wealth and generational situations where you are healing ancestral karmic debts, where you are, a lot of people like to call it generational curses, but it's not a curse. You're not cursed literally. These are just, or for example, you know, when somebody says like, some of my family members like say, oh, that's just a walker thing, or oh, that's just like, you know, that's just a whatever thing, or some of your family members might be like, oh, you know, that's just, oh, we got that drinking from this side, or we got that, some people do drugs from this side of their family. And it's like, well, you're not meant to be that way. You're not meant to be like those people. You're not meant to go through the same cycles. And that's why you feel so crazy. You feel like I'm not on the same page as the people around me, because you're not. You're not. You're on a different level than these people. Sorry, I'm just picking up other messages. You're feeling and seeing. Some of you are learning your chakras. A song that my mom taught me, well, she learned from my little brother and like baby, it was from a baby show, I think Elmo actually. And they say the colors of the rainbow. An easier way, I'm gonna say, for you guys to learn your chakras is to sing this song. You have red, orange, yellow, green, followed by blue, indigo and violet. That's the rainbow song for you. Okay, so you have red here. That is your root. Well, your root is actually centered towards your back, towards your tailbone. That's your root energy. You have your sacral, your womb energy here, or just your sacral, your sexual energy here. For me, doing a lot of my shadow work, I had a lot of sacral trauma and energy to heal. I'm also going to be selling yoni eggs and wands on my Etsy soon, and giving directions on how to use those. I also sell on my Etsy yoni steams, teas to cleanse yourself for UTIs, that also help with cramping as well. I sell peppermint teas. Yeah, all types of yoni care and yoni products. But yeah, sacral energy. You have your solar plexus energy. You have your throat here. Wow, you have your heart here. You have your throat here. I'm getting an emphasis on throat. A lot of you are getting that throat ascension symptom. You have your throat here, you have your third eye here, and you have your crown here, okay? I actually just thought of this, so I'm going to add this. Chakra Affirmations. Start from the bottom up if you don't know where to start. If you are specifically getting that third eye, see, yo, why am I pointing and like I'm all mixed up? If you are specifically getting, I'm getting some of you are specifically getting like throat chakra, Ascension Symptoms or third eye Ascension Symptoms. Listen to cleansing frequencies. Third eye, go on YouTube and put in third eye frequencies, put in throat chakra frequencies. But when you start, you want to start from your root that is red. Your affirmation: you are abundant. You stand on your own 2 feet. You have an abundance of strength and energy. You are an individual. You are divine. You are made divine and perfect. Constantly practice positive affirmations. Sacral Chakra, that is your orange, your balance, sexually balanced. When you have sex with other people, are you happy or are you feeling drained? Think about that. Your sacral energy, I'm feeling balanced. I'm feeling all of my desires are being met by me and by the people that I let into my sacral energy. I'm feeling the highest sense of sexuality and my confidence in me, my self-confidence. Your solar plexus, your I do affirmation. You always have the power to achieve anything that you want to do. You have any goals, you have the power to get that done. Some of you might be experiencing blocked solar plexus. I'm getting procrastinator. Green, you are loved. Never forget that you are loved. You love yourself, you're loved by spirit, and you are loved by the people around you. You are beloved. I'm picking up a specific message. For some of you, this is deep ancestral healing. For some of my black folks on here, this is deep ancestral healing. For anybody, it's deep ancestral healing. But for some of y'all, it's like even healing the traumas of past ancestors who were slaves. And I definitely noticed that energy when I even do healing rituals for my own ancestors, which you should always do. Even if you don't know where to start, you can even set out a candle and a plate of food. Put out pictures of your past elders, put out names of your ancestors, people that you know of, a list of anybody that you know. Set that out and light a white candle and just speak to them. Before you try to get into magic yourself, I'm even getting for some of you, do you have sorry, I'm having a brain fart. Do you have a proper relationship with your ancestors, first and foremost? Continuing with the chakras, throat, you communicate effectively, not only with other people, but with yourself. You communicate knowing that there's only one you, and that you communicate in your, I just got the number 777. For some of you, that is definitely an angel number that you should look into if you feel called to. But yeah, when it comes to your throat, you're communicating effectively, not only with other people, but with yourself, because you're being honest with yourself. You're knowing where you have to change. You're knowing the things that you have to do, and also taking action in that as well with that solar plexus energy. You're realizing that how you communicate is unique, and it's how you respect yourself, it's how you respect your boundaries. For your third eye, you're seeing things clearly. I'm seeing things for what they are. My intuition is my higher power. My intuition is God's source. They're speaking to me. I'm hearing them. I'm receptive to your messages, spirit guides, angels, ancestors. And you have the crown. You have the wisdom. You have the understanding. Once you really start to get into your Kundalini awakening, man, you could be feeling, you feel like warps around your head. Like You feel the energy kind of twisting, pulling around your head. It's a crazy feeling. You could even feel shocks of energy up your back from your spine. It like shoots up your back, and you're like, ah. Also, too, you could get like random jolts of movement, like your arm, like your like random body parts moving by themselves. You feel like the shocks of energy flowing through you. When you get to your crown affirmation, the energy that you seek comes upon request. That's your affirmation. Anything, any higher consciousness that I am seeking, I am always receiving through spirit. I am perceiving these things clearly through my third eye, and I have the knowing and wisdom to understand these things through my crown. Alright, final messages for, I'm getting, for some of you, some Unakite will do you well. Look into that crystal, Unakite, and see how it can balance you. Look up Unakite spiritual properties. I'm also getting for some of you, ease on into it. You know, you don't have to be doing all of these things at once. Take these notes and make sure you're journaling a lot. It's a lot of information at once, it is, but this is okay. Start to practice positive affirmations. Demand what you want out of your own life. I'm getting for someone out there, for some of you, you could be in like a pushover energy. This could be, it depends on your situation and who you're being a pushover to. But this is like a repetitive cycle, because being a pushover is usually due to not wanting people to leave our lives, or not wanting people, I keep saying that, wanting people to see us in a different light. You don't want people to be mad at you. You don't want people to be this or that at you. But guess what? If you want somebody to respect you, you need to set up that boundary for yourself. And guess what? If they don't respect your boundaries, they're not meant to be in your life. Okay? So, yeah, I wanted to get a little bit into chakra affirmations, Kundalini awakening. I'm definitely going to be speaking more about this, but I just wanted to go more into that introduction. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to contact me either through here or through my Etsy shop. You can get a personal reading as well, etsy.com/shop/13crow intuitives.